Yeah, Dread, we back again and again and again and again. It's a Labor Day edition. To my right, I got Sludge-tastic. What's trying to say? Sludge-tastic, bombastic, elephantastic. Cool, my boy Sludge.
I'll go.
Sludge
You can tell you all about that story later again.
Yeah, one day.
Then we got Sean. What they call you, boy?
I know. The Messiah.
All right. Ron.
What?
We in episode with Judas, not a Messiah. What? What?
Yeah, we got Ron Sidekick. I'm Sean.
Robin.
And then we got with the Flash or with who you
To the
with?
Flash. Honey, where's my super suit?
I can't wait till Cody see you.
Wait, go you see, we can read you up.
But yeah, Dread, we
Cody,
back.
you see, right?
These are shades for the year.
Oh,
Yeah,
Shades
boy.
for the year.
We
I don't know
back.
why Renzo introduced him to this guy.
What?
We back again. We back again. A lot to talk about
I
again.
feel like I
Labor Day just passed and everything, you know.
It's our hardest Labor Day ever. My lord.
Let's start down. This Labor Day heat. Why does gotta be so hot though?
I mean, what they call it now?
I think this is the first Labor Day it ain't rain.
Yeah, it typically it's rain Labor
Yeah,
Day.
anyway.
It ain't rain.
Some
That's what
point
freaked
in
me out. It ain't rain. I guess that's because Saxons ain't rush though. Best group in the world, baby.
So you didn't start. I ain't do you. You didn't start, and I didn't do.
Bad night, baby.
I ain't get on them.
What
You know how they go. They hop on Facebook
Leave
quick
the
and,
Saxons
they
alone,
watch
baby.
me.
Leave the Saxons alone. They like that.
Yeah, try
All
again.
right, bye.
Try
I
again.
like
Niggas hop on Facebook and say, yeah, they talk about us.
Yeah. But I know. It is. So you say it's the hottest. I think that's because of
crazy,
the whole global warming
Try
thing,
again,
though.
name and
But a
shit.
lot of persons they brought up something saying that they should switch the parade to going into Labor Day, so the nighttime. How do you feel about that? Because I don't really, me personally, my opinion on it, I could kind of agree on it, but then I can't agree on it because I think when they have that march,
That's what
I feel as though
I ain't
it
gonna make
won't,
sense happening.
it won't be a good turnout.
It ain't gonna
Because people be like, bro, I
just
just gone out there last night. I'm about to go there tomorrow. And next couple hours to watch these people march. So
Yeah.
the crowd ain't gonna be there tomorrow. That's my only.
They can take away from it.
Yeah, that's my only
I feel
negative
as
thing
though,
about it.
I feel as though Junkanoo is a night event.
It
Junkanoo looks better in the night. And we only have 2 parades through the whole year that happens in the day, which is Labor Day and Youth March. Everything else happens in the night.
That's true.
So I think it would be good. I personally
I say keep it in the day, bro.
Leave it as is.
I mean,
baby.
if I come with the
Leave it
history,
as
is
is.
Just
Yeah.
burn, man. Just
Bro,
burn.
just drink water though.
Labor Day
That's
is
all
for
it
the
is.
it's for the
But
workers and
it's
stuff
funny,
like that.
but
Drink
everybody
water.
saying how hot Labor Day was. Maybe because I had on my fashion over shades. I was not hot. I was not hot Labor Day.
Oh my god. You was the heat.
I was the heat. I
You
was
bring
the
the
sun.
heat. Cool. Cool, cool,
Wait, I
cool.
was hot, king.
I mean, the Russian in the night thing, yeah. I think it can work. It take away from what Labor Day is.
Yeah.
I guess.
You know what Labor Day for?
Labor is
For the
way.
workers, right?
Okay. With the what?
Workers?
Workers?
See, the purpose of Labor Day is for you to feel what it means to
To
be a
labor.
laborer. He said, you got to rush in the sun, work in the sun, everything in the sun.
But if that's the
Yeah.
case,
I don't think it don't be that bad. Some of these groups just want to move too slow, like, They get
Yeah,
2 hours and
independence can be slower.
I know.
yeah, independence is always.
Boy.
Independence,
Oh my
independence
gosh.
has be a steady 2 hours.
It's take you like an hour to get from
Out the
E
gate.
Street to
Rawson
Rawson
Square.
Square.
That's more.
Well, that's probably just
people's rush.
us
but it's
though.
more
That's
people.
That's
trust,
a people's
yeah.
rush.
I don't think
Exactly.
other groups is
And more people
experience
is be
that.
out there because
That's
they
true.
come straight from the fort
That's true.
right out there.
Yeah.
So it's more people.
But what's your take on Labor Day? You had four A groups that 4 A groups? 4 or 3? 3.
You have three A
Three
groups.
A groups.
We have 4.
What the 3 A groups were?
Sorry, 4 A groups.
We have 4 A groups.
Four-
We have 4 people groups out there.
Okay,
rushing.
4 groups of that.
What
Let's
the
put it
4
like
A
that.
groups is?
So the 4 groups that rushed that day was we came out
Tom,
first.
I drink you any.
The Valley Boys, Junkanoo Group, Brackets, wait for it. Then you had Genesis Follow. Then you had why does play laugh? Why does play laugh?
Everything good, mate. Everything good,
After
mate.
Genesis, you had 1958, and then you had One Family Close on the parade. So I really suspecting Roots to build up. Why Roots didn't come on?
Because Roots is party on Labor Day, mate. Roots
Oh.
had a big beach party. I been.
Okay,
I peeped through.
They did have a big. They did have a big party.
I peeped through and it
They
was,
did.
I catch them and it was towards the end. Everybody looked like they did have a good time.
Yeah, they did have a good
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I'm
it's
telling
all
you,
a
they
day. Why
park
not?
up and
So that means next year we need the roots body, but the roots look like they're jumping, but on the terms of talking about how I feel about the groups,
the
whatever.
parade. How you feel about the whole parade and all that?
But the parade was smooth. For us, like being in there, I think we did a fairly well job. I'd say fairly well.
It was decent.
It was decent, you know.
Yeah.
A lot could have been better, and that's for discussions or whatever. I didn't really hear 58. I didn't hear them on the parade. I heard one or two videos, and
Bro, chill out.
they was alright.
Alright.
It was alright. What freaked me out is last night, Craven say, boy, we was better than y'all, but y'all come out there playing outside. I say, not today.
Craven would be for real.
Not today. Not today.
Bring Craven on the show.
I
man.
tell
We gotta
him,
get-
I tell
we gotta
Craven,
bring
let's go.
on
He
the
can
show,
talk,
man.
but this would freak me out what he say, I camera shy. Him who got a million videos. Why not? But anyway,
What
Tell him we
song-
got some. We got
what
some.
song-
We got some
What song they play? Like,
things to help him.
what song they play that? Like is
They
still-
play
I
one
don't know.
unknown
I
song.
ain't gonna lie, I don't know nothing.
They
They
play-
playing
Sure, they play more than
They
one
played.
song,
They
though.
played Greatest Man Over. They played
They
one
did?
unknown song. They played Sizzler Just Can't Stop Me Now.
For real?
I don't know what the content is to that. Not content. The backstory is to that.
Speaking of content, why y'all play Science Hill?
They also played what else they played? They played Nevada by NBA Youngboy. They tried to play it.
Huh?
Oh yeah, they attempted to play it. They played. Sorry.
Good
They
job,
played
good
it.
job, good job,
But yeah,
good job.
but we ain't got to talk because people can say, oh, they hating and thing like that. Why you talking though?
I have nothing to say about 1950.
I just want.
I have nothing.
I
to
can
say.
feel him on the side where he
personally-
just moving and doing these like.
I personally don't care. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't care. not-
I was
But I will make-
happy that they was on the parade.
yeah, I don't want
Ah.
to make it sound like I
See,
hating.
the thing about-
Frankie got a good flex. They had a banner. Like,
Well, they get playing them POVs. Oh, I can tell you,
Frankie say,
See, you hey, let's be fair about
them
it, right?
POV is dangerous.
Hey, Renzo, let's be fair about it. It's still a little touchy situation between
Yeah.
this and that. So whatever you say towards that faction of the group, it can turn around in some messed up way. You
Let
know
me
what I
say
mean?
this
So
much.
I'd rather
Yeah.
just stay clear from
let
it.
me say this much. From inception of this podcast,
Mhm.
a lot of people was keen on us actually bringing up that situation because
Have we ever brought it up?
no, all of
Yeah.
us in here had a part to play in the whole situation, especially Sean.
So,
Sean
Sean cost his
Mark
whole
Russell.
thing.
the whole thing.
Sean cost his whole
do
thing.
nothing.
But he ain't explain.
Yeah,
It's
Sean
not
cost
on
What
the
I
Sean.
what
you
I
was
did,
Batman, right?
yeah, and you did anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Anyways, what
I
I
Batman, Judas, everything.
Let me do this.
Ice Judas.
I need a Peter. You know who Peter was? Someone who fight, bro. He's down for anything. I need a Peter. You need to be Peter.
Alton.
He ain't a Peter, man. He ain't no Peter.
he down for 100.
He like
He down
he
for
no
100.
Peter. He no Peter.
All right.
Easy on him, boy. Easy on
I
him,
see that one.
boy.
That's good. That's good. I like it. I like it. Bring it. That's right. That's right.
Hold on, you see that's raw?
How much more minutes here?
That's raw again.
got a lot,
That's
we got a
raw
lot.
again.
Good,
That's
good.
too raw.
No. Let me finish what I said.
Alton is my boy.
Let me finish what I said. A lot of people wanted us, like, they came to me and say, boy, bring him to the situation, bring him to the situation. And I said, boy, we ain't here for that. We ain't here for that. We here to talk about Junkanoo and everything that's going on around it, and nothing necessarily that controversial, because it is still a touchy conversation, and we ain't here to spark no fire, man. So if we, like I say, I don't know, Dilly Squad y'all play, and that's just the truth. Now,
I'll
that don't
say
say,
something,
Cause
that
you
don't
won't-
say that y'all is
Because
all bad.
you don't want to make the list.
Y'all know, why?
You was on the cardboard?
Not
No,
me.
he's not on the list.
Damn.
You on the cardboard?
He
Not
should
me.
be on the list though.
He should be on the cardboard.
No,
Jeez.
I should go back.
Yeah, check it twice. Like,
Should go back one.
like sign up. Where's home?
Where's home?
One family?
The original Valley Boys.
Oh, that's from one
1958.
family. Because I thought you come from one family.
Oh, jar.
You forget the video.
Don't
We used to
stop, man.
shackles?
We done.
Right, so if there's the original 1958, what the way for this? 2024,
The new boys.
24.
New kids on the block.
2024.
But you just say we ain't doing that.
Hey,
We ain't
sorry.
doing that. We
All
ain't
right.
doing that. We
So
ain't
let's
doing
get back. Let's get
that.
back. Sorry.
No strife.
Let's
Everything
get
good.
back. Let's get
Everything
back on
good.
topic.
Now they did what they did. Genesis, the song just like how Genesis is sound, except for that one video.
Now, hold on now. Here's the question. Don't worry about that. That's stop, bro. Stop clowning, bro.
Run, dun, 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 dun. Run, dun, 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 dun.
But you gotta be fair with Genesis.
Stop clowning, bro.
Coming from
Wait, we gotta post that
I
video.
don't worry about them. But
Wait,
my question is, how y'all feel that Genesis actually come in like costume? Because at a point in time, on Labor Days, certain groups used to like treat Labor Day as if it was like a mini parade, like full regalia, costume, all these
One
things.
family used to do that.
So what happened? Why do you think people stop now?
I have no idea, but you gotta understand Genesis gets something to prove.
Junkanoo keep getting expensive, boy. So I mean,
Got to.
yeah,
Like, it's too hot for costume.
So do y'all like it though? I wonder why they brass wear the
I
costume.
mean, it's cool, but I wasn't wearing no
Should
costume.
have had Tyrone on the show. Boy, Ty, when you come on the show.
wait, but you gotta be fair. The Genesis brass from last year to this year is
Excellent, tremendous, based on what it was
what it was,
last year.
and the cymbal player.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
Pop. You like cloud, bro.
It's
Pop,
really good.
Like I say, pop.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, even though they take a couple of Shadow 40 members, well,
There they go.
they take people from every group.
Yeah.
There they go, Greg.
Everybody grew.
Everything goes, Greg.
They
That's
just
a-
squatting all over the
That's a
place.
cum salad.
Genesis was
You gotta
Genesis.
grow, though.
No,
I mean-
overall, I think they was pretty good.
Yeah,
If you
I
going
know
based
fried
on,
cum
if you
salad.
going based on,
I like the
Damn
costumes
last
like
year.
there though. They didn't look good, bro.
they do that
All
before.
right.
That same thing.
They
do that
probably went
before.
best banner, but there's
Same
only
as
two
good.
banner out there, right? There's only two
No,
banners.
I think it's another Bono there.
Oh,
It was down the road.
okay.
It was on the parade.
Should call it.
Down the road.
Why? They,
I don't know.
Anyway.
I think they went best banner.
anyway,
They went best banner.
he was fairly well. Genesis was good. 58 was okay.
Yeah, and one family just came and
One family
they
come
closed the parade.
and they closed the parade. They did
yeah,
their job.
They did their job. Closed the
Now I have a. This ain't to take away from the fact that they was good, but it's a reason why they was actually like why they edge everybody out. If you being realistic, One Family is the only seasoned brass right now, because every other
And
brass
backline.
out there,
This is the group.
every
I
other
group on the
brass,
board.
every other
think
brass
group
was
on the
like
board.
a rebuild in a rebuilding
Rebuilding.
phase.
Yeah.
Like because majority of our brass is new fellas.
Yeah.
58 get a lot of new fellas. Genesis is a whole new brass.
Yeah.
That brass is their brass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For
that's
years.
one of the reasons why it was so easy for them to come out there and just
And yeah.
cruise the parade. And they had a game plan.
And they was working with that back line for years.
I
now,
like
so.
how they had a game plan. Like they had a flow of songs. Like they didn't have to think about it. Like we know what we coming out here to do. I didn't like that. They was pretty good. I like the fanfare. I like the chaser.
What
you
Yeah.
They-
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Warriors fight. Warriors fight.
Don't say it too loud.
Y'all got one more time to figure.
Say
Y'all
it.
got one more time to
Andrew,
figure.
I'm gonna put on the hit. Listen.
Warriors. But I mean,
So when you go to Warriors, you can then try to go to Saxons.
Yeah.
After
I
that?
think that's the thing. And then he retire.
who do that?
Unless he probably get in the Tom section for Saxons.
This is a fun. This whole show right now is fun shit, man. I
Yeah.
like that, man.
All us up on shades.
Fun shit, man.
You like
Oh,
that?
dog.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, dog.
I ain't
Fine, nice.
thinking
I
like
it
that.
extra.
Yeah, that's my take on.
I
I
ain't thinking
feel
extra.
I feel like the parade going based on group for group. It was good. One family edge everybody out. Good job. And like I say,
You think so?
what I said wasn't to say that they wasn't actually good. It's just that was one of
they're
the
solid.
reasons why it was so easy for them to do that too.
That's all it is.
You think they didn't? You think they had everyone over it?
Yes, but
I watched.
Because you got-
I
in
watched.
terms of-
I
in
watched
terms
that
of-
video.
I talk
but
about
in
front
terms
to
of
back.
in terms of completeness,
completeness.
in terms of the music section, you know.
Completeness?
Okay, sorry, man.
Finally did not.
Completeness in a word.
Hold on. Completeness.
Okay,
Completeness.
bro, I was a behemoth, bro.
You mean completion?
Completion,
We ain't even too sure
You
about
say
that.
bro.
completeness?
Completeness, bro. Completeness, bro.
Wait, we need to start
This
your
is
dictionary.
okay.
You know.
Sorry, this is my own dictionary.
Because
got-
every show you got something new.
You
but
got
completeness is a word?
clarification and then you got
I
completeness.
think it is.
Clara
you know.
what?
Completeness should be a word,
Did you
bro.
say
I,
Clara
I,
what?
think, I
Clarification.
think it is a word.
Clarification.
Completeness
I
should be a
didn't want
word,
to say I
bro.
think because I should know that, but
You wasn't on the show and he said for clarification purposes.
Clarification or clarification.
So, for clarification.
But clarification should be a word though. That sound right. That
ain't
just
no
sound right.
No, John, that ain't no word.
Anyway,
I mean,
We can fact check.
we can create
completeness.
a
Is anything-
RestStop Sean dictionary.
Completeness. Check that, bro.
Completeness,
You made it a word.
completeness, and then clarification. I create my own Oxford wide, bro.
Hey,
So
what
that's
I
too-
say,
that's
like
too
how we
simple.
You
say,
planning? Show me your BGCSE and your BJC English language.
Completeness
I can't.
actually is a word.
Thank you very much.
I figured it was a word.
Come
Let's
on,
take
bro.
it.
Apologies.
You trying to clown?
Apologies.
Appropriate part.
Yes, thank you very
Apologies.
much.
Apologies.
Completeness. It don't
It
sound
don't
good,
sound right.
It don't sound right.
It don't sound right. But everything good.
There's a lot of words inside
Aye.
the dictionary that don't sound right.
though. Yeah, like
You know what's a weird word?
Oh, you don't sound right on Juba.
I want one tuba video you make. Sean play Funky Nasa. Sean say, listen, they say, take it away, Sean. Sean say,
What is?
when he blow the hottest, you know.
What do you say?
What is
Take it
it?
away, Sean.
Yo, Clown, that's your one. That's your one now. That's your
All
one.
right, dog is still dreading colors though.
I just dread. I know what I'm
He's
talking
dread,
about.
but he's dread, but
I started playing tuba in grade 11, bro. I was tuba section in grade 11, Renzo.
You probably was the only tuba player.
No, sir.
But we had a punch on tuba before though.
Ooh!
All 3 years.
Ooh!
Whoa. You used to play Susie
Hold on,
for
hold
Wait.
on, hold on.
Oh, no, the practice. Oh,
We
yeah.
had the little
We
punch
didn't do
out.
the next
Kids.
one.
That
We
was
had a
kids.
punch out.
We didn't do it next
Sean
one.
get man on a little bit. He's so dead, mate.
I don't know why Renzo think he's so dread. No, he ain't that dread.
But you can't see me on no tuba now.
All you do is do
He
runs.
look good on Barry, though. He look good on Barry.
You
But
listen,
other instruments,
He's
garbage.
solid on. He's solid
on Susie,
Ooh,
any
Renzo?
song, any key,
Yeah,
boy.
Renzo's solid.
Bro,
on.
stop
Any
the cap.
song, any
Put
key,
the
babe.
lotion away, bro.
Renzo's solid on.
Any
All right,
song,
tell him
any
to
Renzo
play
song
Susie.
is
Tell him
on
to play
Susie.
Susie for Independence.
I think he louder than you.
Never. Stop talking
Thank
garbage,
you.
bro.
See,
Renzo is really good on.
That's
you
like you.
somebody
That's like
telling
you.
the truth,
Okay,
nah,
you
man.
saying he louder than me? It's like me saying. That ain't cool.
Be careful.
That ain't good.
Be careful.
That ain't
You want
good.
Joe Shade, you see?
No, that ain't good. I ain't say
That
that.
ain't good.
That ain't good.
I could read your mind.
let's stay focused, man. Listen, let's stay
Shit,
focused.
do it.
Let's stay focused. Because there's something else I want to point out.
Wait, 1958 backline, they were
Excellent.
They were really
It
impressive.
is loud.
Excellent, baby. They got boom, baby.
Yeah,
They
they
was
were
loud
really
shit.
impressive.
They got
They
boom.
excellent, baby.
I'm trying to figure out where they was when you was there.
That's the hatred. Sorry. Leave that out.
Let me go to my next topic because let me go to my next
That's just
topic.
trying to prove the point, bro. Like it don't make sense. That's like, bro. It's like you been in a relationship with a gal, and
She started wearing the sexy clothes after y'all.
exactly to
Break
prove
up.
a point.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Next topic.
No, I bring it up so you discuss it.
Yeah.
But anyways, they don't make that. They don't make
They
this a show.
backline, yeah, they backline was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah, it's solid.
So you know.
It's solid.
So if you rank
Niggas
backline,
Chill out, bro.
You are ranked back line
Every,
now.
I got.
no, I changed that.
Don't put me next to this.
Let's
lady
go.
next
Ranking
episode.
backline.
Let's go.
Wait, One Family backline was good too.
It was good.
I didn't have them all the way
That
down the road.
neck and neck with 58.
50-80.
They neck and neck.
You listen to them all the way down the road?
Yes, boy. I had them up until they reach like almost far to this.
Okay.
That's when they come up there. I
roll
follow
over.
them straight down.
Roll over transition and all that.
Everything. They come in.
They're slowing down a whole lot though.
Their bass came in the same time as their chaser,
They're brass.
as
Yeah.
per usual. Like they set that off every single time. That right there set it off for the whole group. Because from you had the first
you know where
boom,
they get anyway.
from you had the
Something
first
that's gonna
boom,
mind you,
everything
Dre.
was just
Yeah.
that group just turn up, baby.
When you said slow over, something came to mind. Why y'all think is that when doers them like when they roll over right, the tempo there, whatever right, and then like
The second man.
45 seconds into it, the second man is gone boom, la
What is it?
boom, like bro. Like,
That's like them big bells.
like the pace is slowed right down, but like it's
That's the
and,
job.
and that consistent though.
That's
like
the
why?
role, but that's the role of the second man. He's supposed to pull it down.
For what? For what?
That don't make
purpose?
sense.
I don't
No,
Like
understand.
I saw they be in control though.
All right, so the role of a man
If you're
supposed to
beating
put
for
it.
45 seconds by
Roll
yourself,
over, man,
you
supposed to
gotta
put it
get
on
No,
this
but
solid.
to
done.
get it in control though.
No,
If
be-
you-
think
if
about
you
it.
stay at
That
that
don't make
tempo,
sense,
then imagine where it go after
If he kick fast, right, and the second man coming just as fast as him, the only thing for Junkanoo to do is
Go
speed
faster.
up. So the second man's supposed to pull him back down and keep him here for a minute, and then they rise together.
So why the second man there's no roll over to keep the tempo where it should be?
that. Because the other second man to slow it down again.
Because
that
then,
makes sense.
That don't make
no,
any
because
sense.
That's like if I call a song, use the person to say, "Hey, I don't understand that."
all right, if the
That don't make
second man,
sense.
all right, if the second man roll over, the next man behind him supposed to slow it down too.
But the tempo already set at that point. You just following.
I don't know. I'm not a drummer.
You think it
but
easy?
I don't think
All
it
right,
makes sense.
you think it easy for Junkanoo to stay on the metronome?
Junkanoo cannot be on a metronome.
It can't stay on the metronome. It
steady
always
one.
can be moving. It can't stay on a steady
You think it
metronome.
should
Yes,
be on a
because it's
metronome?
No,
No.
But it ain't be
I
like that
think
because you have
so.
multiple
No, but-
players. You have
I think so.
If
You
it's
have
a
a bunch-
studio, yeah, but
Why?
live. I
So,
don't
You
think
don't think Junkanoo should be on a metronome?
You think
Why?
marching
It should
band?
be.
You think live marching bands be on metronome?
Yes, we
No,
practice
sir.
on metronome.
There's speed up also on some
We
nights.
practice in terms based on what we playing,
I don't think so.
based on genre.
When you want to, when you
come
want
from
all
BCU,
right.
so that ain't
Oh,
real
hold on
band.
now.
Whoa.
Stop.
So
Nobody,
whoa,
nobody
whoa,
knew about your
whoa.
band
until we went
until
there.
you went there.
Only
So,
had a
so,
click
the
in the
R is us.
background.
anyways,
He said that.
but I say like in terms of
Whoa.
if you have a band practice, like when you're practicing your field shows, I'm pretty sure the tempos could be similar, but I sure they ain't like the same tempo for the whole entire show. I'm pretty sure about that.
They may not. They may not. Oh, pardon me.
Dog breaking out, eh? The
Pardon
vibe catching us now. To eat.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but the tempo ain't gonna necessarily be exactly the same. You have different
what I said.
hands, different mouths playing,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
I think you're
But it
missing
ain't
what
like
I
it ain't like
said,
a big gap, like a
I
sine
get-
wave gap, like what Ron's saying.
I
Like
think you're didn't understand
I think that
what
only
I get
happens
what
in
you're saying.
studio when you move studio though,
That's
what I'm saying is that
it's timing, bro. Like
because it's live.
regardless, it's timing though. Like
you can't help it, Ron.
it ain't. It shouldn't be that big distortion and
okay.
and-
Explain.
Here's what I'm saying. You saying that Junkanoo music should be up and down. Basically, what you're saying.
No, you say up and down.
Up and down.
Oh
You
no,
feel-
I ain't agree with that.
That's the argument. I think Junkanoo should be on a set tempo, which is either between. But no, I can't give up the secret.
Yeah.
I can't give up the secret.
I
But
think
should
Junkanoo
be-
music's supposed to rise. Let me not say up and down. I think it's supposed to rise because that's momentum. Like
that
as
ain't
you going down,
momentum.
as
That's
you going
less
down.
control. The pace is rising because the players have less control.
But if you
when
start,
they're going down the road, if you locking, right, and you going down the road 45 minutes in, like
Yeah, they
your
get tired.
hand,
They
your
lose
hand
control.
tiring. If you beating
They lose
Tom
control,
or whatever
right.
the case is, that's why it's speeding up. That's
So
why it always
that's-
speeds up.
that's what I'm
Hence the
saying now.
reason that
That's what I'm
a
saying
metronome
now.
would help. Now
That's
it ain't
what
gonna
I'm
be
saying
perfect.
Bro,
However-
how much times you try to do a metronome besides practicing like niggas?
No,
Because
no.
we don't always practice with it.
Okay.
all right. So
You know each other our internal metronome in us.
Thank
like
you.
you should know this.
Bing.
You should know this. If you set a tempo, if you set a tempo and we have the metronome, you could go away from that metronome, but that'll stay in you. You know that beat already. That's all the back line missing. That metronome. Maybe and see
That's interesting.
that's a very poor excuse you're giving
Facts.
for musicians. man.
Facts.
Past night.
Okay.
Most of these people.
That's
need-
like- that's
but
like I said.
most.
That's like I
Hold on,
said.
you
How
have
much-
musicians in the
how much
back
of the
line, but you
backline?
don't-
How much of the
exactly, you
backline
don't-
members are
You
musicians?
don't have that much musicians in the
Wait.
back lines.
What is a musician?
You have an instrument, use
I
a
didn't say
musician.
professional.
Thank
What
you.
is a musician?
You hold an instrument, use a musician.
What
So
is a musician?
once I can pick up a horn or instrument and
Then
play
he's a
it,
musician?
that means that's a musician.
No, but
You might be a professional musician.
You have it in your hand. At that moment, you are a
See, that's
musician.
right. What is
So
a
if I go now behind a plane and
you actually fly it?
oh, if I just yank the thing, I mean
no,
pilot.
you
you-
have the actual fly,
If you are in the
actually
left
fly it.
seat of that
Hold on,
plane,
you're missing it.
if you are on the left seat of that plane, you are at that moment the pilot in command. You in that seat.
so he's the pilot.
I ain't even moving. The plane ain't moving yet.
No,
But because I said
no,
that,
we talking
no
plane
man,
movement,
no.
that don't make no
See,
sense. What you saying?
So someone
You-
picking up a horn.
No, if you pick up a horn and you actually do like play a horn, you consider. I feel as though.
okay.
you
So
consider
as a
musician.
pilot, then.
If you actually fly the plane,
As a pilot,
Yeah,
I fly on
man,
flight
if
sim,
you-
bro. So as a pilot,
Simulation pilot, yes.
okay, that's a simulation
Okay.
pilot.
You see all the money what they give, what they was dishing out?
He's a
Maybe they-
millionaire.
That's $1 million.
Come on, just some more, Rachel.
Bling loud, boy.
Taking you with a
All kind of
$100.
bling loud, boy.
That's $1 million. Do that.
It's $1 million. Since
Easy.
this not, since this not,
Easy like that.
but that's a
that makes
topic
sense to me.
Wait.
What I'm saying is
It
that
ain't no
wait,
talking
this-
down
yeah.
on, you know.
I know
No.
what you're saying. I just being.
What I'm saying is that a professional musician.
These shits funny. I ain't gonna lie. Sorry.
Wait, okay.
Sorry. Go
That's
ahead.
what
Sorry.
Cody say.
So you don't classify the backline as musicians?
No, we didn't say
No, I
that.
didn't say
you
that.
Have you have some
you have
musicians
some
that study back
musicians in
lines,
there.
and then you have people who just like pick up the instrument, but they know how to, beat it. They really pay. They really.
Pause.
What?
Come on, let's be mature, guys.
Hey.
Let's be mature.
So he just pick it up and beat it.
Let's be mature.
He just beat me,
Let's
Chuck.
be mature, bro.
He
Let's
just want
be
to pick it
mature.
up and beat it.
Let's be mature, though.
Yeah, you said that.
Wait, what I mean, bro.
See, I don't care like your boy.
Like some dummy try to spend one of these, you know. Niggas like,
Well, you
wait,
said the parade?
niggas like, he picked that up, thought
Hold on.
that's straight, buddy.
Wait, they have some Annies and some Grammys out there, right? You throw the money. Yeah, I think we surrounded by Scotia, RBC.
That's funny.
Man, someone fling the money up, right? The fake money, the prop money, sorry. They fling the prop money up, right? I see Graham's talk. She must see top of her granddaughter say, pick it up, man. Pick it up, man. Pick it up. Wait,
That's
this,
it?
I watched this little girl run from the end in the middle of the brass. But she's scooping up all the money and taking it back. I was like, oh my God. They can be bug when they get there. See the wire? They about to go zoom wire.
Super value. Get locked right up. He get locked right up.
Why you mistaking that though? You can't.
They told us $20.
They get 3 trolleys
Hey,
for.
you know, like when they grab,
Three trolley
they just be like,
Hey, hold on.
"Hey, mom, you ain't serious
Hey,
though."
let me no. Hold on, sorry. Let me go about it
The thing
very
is,
quick.
what it say on this?
It say toy money at the box.
It say for motion picture purposes.
Man. That's hilarious, but
In terms of toys.
And people in Augusta should
but
have
they picking it up, buddy. They legit
And you
coming up.
almost get locked up for bringing this from away.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta tell us that story too. I forget your point.
I forget my point.
Sorry,
But
Ransom bringing this
you
money
know,
down.
but we did not say that backline and musicians and stuff.
Okay, so let's go back to this, right? You saying you feel as though Junkanoo should rise. Why do you feel as though Junkanoo should rise?
I mean, it's just
You
a.
say for momentum purposes.
It's just a. I feel like if we was to be on a metronome and keep it one tempo, it can be flat. It can be flat. Junkanoo already repetitive. Where you gonna have a peak? Where you gonna have any kind of rise? You see what they said?
So you gotta
So
warm up
no,
to
like
that.
if you coming out the gate,
That's what the kid is for. That's what the bass drum kid
Exactly.
is for.
That's what the rock's for.
all right, cool.
Rise.
Yeah, that's
So you
that is
don't
a
want to
point.
rise or you want to rise.
So if you roll off in the gate slow, memory trust where you want to keep that same tempo?
Fucking it.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
You can
that's
beep it.
why-
You can beep it.
Wait, that's why, and I didn't like that clip would come out with me where he it was like, hey y'all, yeah, that was a horrible clip. You know what I mean?
You tell the brass, shut up. That's what you say.
Yeah, but
That's
you-
very
so much
mean.
people see that.
That's
But
very
people got
mean
no,
of
but
you,
people
sir.
got
That's
understand.
huge. That's-
People has the
that
honest,
is-
but a
that's
lot of
mean.
people don't know.
That's how
what
you
the
talk
game
to
is
people
behind.
kids, bro.
I feel
Yes,
bad.
bro. That's poor.
That's how you
feel
talk
bad.
to people
That's
kids,
poor.
boy.
That's very poor.
Really?
This what you do.
You
This
should
what
be
you just
ashamed of
do.
yourself.
You
A
should be ashamed of
professional?
yourself, bro.
And you
like
talking about
A
professional
professional
musician? And that's what
musician
you
at
doing?
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Poor.
Hey, yo, shut up, boy. Shut up.
I
Yo, shut up,
don't deserve
boy.
that though.
I
You
thought
say, yo, shut
Let me
the
show you.
beep up.
NSB poison, you know. This is poisonous though.
I thought
Poison to say.
I thought
Yeah,
it was PG.
dun 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 dun. So yeah, but what's going on with you? Yeah. How you feel? Like, yeah, but I like to know what you let us know.
Wait, especially when
I
people
know.
around.
Yeah, but I know you just play us now. But I like shit up again. I like that. I like that. You trying to call the next song? They having a whole conversation. Like, bro,
Be
what
talking
you
about
need?
they mountain on the mobies.
Like, bro, like.
Dun, 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 dun. You wouldn't even believe this is all in the radio.
I guarantee you, if you do more,
Oh
I don't
my
want
God.
to say this. I don't want to say this.
That's
But I
funny.
guarantee you do more behind the scenes, and that was just a warm up before the parade. So imagine embarrassed practices.
Y'all see the stress.
Come on, bro. You'll see a whole bunch of that'll open up a lot of people eyes to see the
be a
work
lot.
what these certain sections have to do to get to that particular point on, and then people will probably have
More
a
respect,
exactly, bro.
appreciation.
Appreciation for what's going on.
Nope.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, boy.
Bahamas speak.
Yeah, boy.
He only scared for things for a moment, like this the Bahamas speak.
But people appreciate that.
They
bro.
appreciate it for that moment. Oh my gosh! And then like tomorrow,
Like
Something
even
else happened.
even
something
but
happened.
the person who
The
was
Bahamas
it was
is the Bahamas is one big short attention span, baby.
but it was someone that was recording.
ADHD.
It's the first time we saw him recording. We didn't stop him. We let him record. And when we was finished,
You get it on? You look like you're choking.
That's how I look for real though.
Sorry,
Okay.
let's go.
and when we was finished, me and Ron was talking when the brass was getting the hots, and he's like, "But I ain't gonna lie, but like I really didn't know what all else had to go through when it comes to prepping for a parade. Like, but like if a lot of people see this, they'll understand. Like, but they all just work hard to try to get, you know. So, but I think people they'll appreciate it. But there's a lot
I
of
think
work.
they
with
would.
Yeah, but
I glad a lot of stuff. I
They
glad a
will.
lot of stuff being like documented. now.
Documented.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
I like that because plenty times people never see like these same behind the scenes in practice. They just think you just go missing for 3 hours and then you just come out, just go on the road,
Just
and just
show the word, just play.
do it. If wait.
have a question.
Somebody need to document like a full brass practice or whatever, and like
Wait, I have a question.
Anyway.
Do you think more of the other sections in the group should take on the work ethic of their brass section? Because I know we used to practice hard.
I think the brass and the
And the
choreograph
choreograph.
sections.
Yeah, brass
those two.
choreograph. I think other sections should take on that same work ethic.
How?
Because we used to practice hard. One family, we used to practice hard, our girls used to practice hard. One family brass and the girls used to practice hard. So accents.
stop that. Just stop that. Just stop
I
that.
think it's the
I
same
see
thing.
where we
No,
get.
everybody's
but-
practice hard.
Here's
Yeah,
the reason
just say
why.
that.
But think about
Just say that.
Think about
Boy.
how good Junkanoo would be if the front line put in that same work.
Interesting.
Sean
If
has
the
left
back line
Sean has left the
put
conversation.
in that same
what's so
work.
crazy
I'm talking-
is-
yeah, the back line.
That shouldn't be
You
an
know?
idea. That should be
Standard.
that should be standard.
That should be
Now-
I don't think a lot of people think about that.
Now, and I wouldn't say, I don't even know if it's recent time, but I know one family tum line used to have practice. Like they actually used to have practice, and I don't know if every other group does do that. But how about if I say it ain't as necessary?
Should be-
Because
it should
their
be
practice
necessary.
only can be for like one thing really, and that's endurance.
No.
Who?
Clarity too.
But anything that you
it can be
repair-
like
Intrinsic
What you
clarification.
mean, bro?
anything that you
A
repair.
practice,
Tum-tum?
a practice is what you practice to do what?
So they can go be the same rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah, but
I
there's
think
certain things
our,
you could do.
our work ethic is the way it is because we have a
Yeah,
diverse
but
amount
you
of
could
things
bring
we
new
have to
ideas
do.
though.
You could bring
Exactly.
So
If you're
much
doing
new
something
Like-
over and over and
like
over and
so much
over
idea.
again,
You could say,
I
but
guess
I ain't gonna lie.
fine.
Like certain points that like is be clean together, and certain points where we like it ain't together. You
Yeah.
gotta work on these things,
It's
bro.
many things you could
So
do.
all sections should be able to go back and say, but we ain't doing this right. Let's fix this, yeah.
So you trying to say is only they beating the same thing. That's
No, bro.
them beating the same thing is by choice. You could just like how we go and do our research and find new music and stuff.
Yep.
I feel as though the same thing could apply to anything in Junkanoo.
Yes.
Costume,
Facts.
choreography.
Facts.
Just do instead of lick on pop, lick on pop. Do lick. Boom.
So he what?
Whoa.
Lick people.
Then,
Lick
right? They need like 4 drums.
No, but yeah, but
Sure.
niggas do that.
You know,
Like
but it's
quits.
all about being creative.
No,
you know
niggas
what I
hit
mean?
the
All right,
drum,
now
be
we crossing up. We crossing
When
up.
they drop their
Now we
finger across
crossing a thin line now.
Bring some chimes so they get juggled.
Now we crossing the thin line because
I bet
the
you
minute
Uncle Laka get that.
the minute you probably getting that I'm going Galactus. I won't talk with them. Anyway, you crossing a thin line now because when you say you being creative with Junkanoo, the actual rhythm, because that's what said the base of what Junkanoo is. When you start to alter that, then is it even Junkanoo anymore?
What is
What you
the
mean?
foundation of Junkanoo?
Evolution, bro.
The rhythm,
Which rhythm?
tum tum, the
Well,
tum tum.
no, you can't say
I-
tum
tum-tum.
tum. You cannot say tum tum.
That
because
same
tum-tum-
rhythm,
that-
that same rhythm
tum-tum.
are getting played now.
Tum tum
Getting
rhythm,
played-
tum tum rhythm is the most distinctive thing in Junkanoo that don't really
No,
happen
I don't think so.
everywhere else.
I think the bass
You-
drum
the
is the
ba-
most distinct.
Boom boom.
You, say
You can find a couple other
you say
places, man.
distinctive?
Yeah, it's the most distinctive thing.
We
I
can
saw
word-
it.
we
thought
can-
it's like
we can- we can-
distinct.
we can word police that later. Don't worry.
Distinctive. Check it.
Y'all ain't got a word
No,
police
that's
stuff. I mean, that's right.
That's the right word, right?
I feel that's right.
You think I right, boy?
You just started questioning me about
Check, dog.
completion.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
the
saw
tum
I
tum.
saw the agree though.
Completeness.
I saw
Ain't
the agree with them though.
ain't nowhere else you can find that.
Yes.
You don't believe that same rhythm.
Yes, I heard that tum tum rhythm someplace in Africa, but it's more
It
the
was-
goat skin rhythm.
Yeah, it was
the
similar.
goat drum,
Goat skin
goat skin drum
drum.
is more roll.
All right,
Take it down.
think about it. When you put boom boom, right? When you put boom boom, you can put anything in front of that.
Whoa, boom boom. Put anything in front of boom boom.
Bang bing. Bang bing.
You right on that too. You right on
Bang
that
bing
too.
boom bing boom boom.
You can put anything in front of the bass drum.
Wait, so what you want to put in front of boom
But the
boom?
tum tum,
Bang bing. Boom boom.
What you like to put in front of boom boom?
Bang bing boom bing.
man, I ain't gonna go through all that right now because now they can see how dread it is.
In front of boom booms.
If you
Let's
get
begin
boom
the
boom,
back line.
boom boom, boom
Exactly.
boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom. You could do boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom. You could change it up. When you get the tum tum with all of them with the accents where it is,
Where it's supposed to be.
right?
16
So
notes.
so that's what make it so distinctive right
Wait,
there.
that's smart.
It's the
That's smart.
tom-toms itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what make Junkanoo what it is. The tom-toms, not the bass drums.
I don't-
The bass drums too, yes. But the tom-tom is the most, let me say to me, the tom-tom is the most important role played in what
I don't
decipher
think
what is Junkanoo.
You
I
sound
don't
like
think
you
so.
sound
I
like
sort
you
of
need to
agree.
hold a masterclass.
I don't think so.
I sort of agree with you.
I think the tom-tom just keep the bass drums in time.
Take the
For the
tom-toms
boom,
away.
boom.
All right, take the tom-tom away. Then you just have boom boom.
You have a
But
bass-
if you take the bass drum away, you
just
have
have little-
you have Junkanoo. You actually have
I don't
Junkanoo.
know.
I think they work hand in hand with each other. Now, don't get me
I
wrong.
mean,
I think they work
you're
hand in
right,
hand
though.
with each other. But
is he
at
right?
the same time, I feel
That's
like
like-
the
You're right,
tom-tom
though.
the tom-tom
Let's-
slightly
let's-
higher
let's
than what
let's put it in
the
brass
tom-tom
terms.
rolls slightly higher than the bass drum.
Put it in brass
Put it in
terms.
brass. Yeah,
Put it in brass
The
terms.
bass drum, put it in brass terms.
Put it
Yeah.
in brass terms.
Sousaphones is bass drum, obviously.
And then you take away the trombones. So you only have melody and bass.
No, the tom-toms, I think the bells is more trombones.
Okay.
I
The
think
drum
the
ones
bells
is the
more-
bells. The drum ones
Trombones
is the
more
bells.
bells.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
The tom-toms will really be
The trumpet.
the trumpets. Because they playing what it is you listening for, basically.
Okay, so
yeah,
you could...
yeah.
You see what I
You're
said?
right, you're right.
Susie is holding the group
The
together.
foundation.
The Barrys is the Congolakas.
Let's play it. Hold on. What's Barry section?
Put it into perspective. Put it into perspective.
perspective.
The
Where's Barry
Congolakas
section?
only there for fluff beat. And that's all the baritones there for. Because you could take the baritones
Yeah, you
out
can
of
take
a brass.
baritones out and still
And
have
you
the
could take the
jungle.
Congolakas out too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
And you still have chord Junkanoo.
Yeah.
yeah. You can't take the bones
play
out
another
in
master
general.
class.
But you can't. You take the
No.
drum ones out. All you got is melody and bass.
You could do that, though.
You could do it.
You could do that.
But does it complete it? If you go on a show and you only hear tom tom and bass, that's cool. But
Yeah,
you
that's
ain't get no shakalaka with that. Come
yeah,
on, man.
shakalaka, you need the
You need the
shakalaka.
shakalaka.
So maybe all
and
of
that's
them,
why you need
all-
the boom.
You need, I believe you need all of them.
So
All-
you
all
could
of
make.
them.
So you could actually.
You need all
So
of the
so that means
ingredients.
you could actually make the baritone obsolete.
You could. You don't
If
need
you-
Same way you could
if-
make the
if you
Congolakas
still want-
obsolete,
if
right?
you still want raw
So
jungle,
now I
yeah.
put it into perspective. Realistically, I put it into perspective, right? This man ain't sleeping, eh?
No.
Hey, every time we got our cameraman on, we just gotta shout them out. Shout out to Nash, Sean brother. He in the place coming straight from wherever he's be.
Top of
Nashville.
Florida.
And he's standing up. He
Gotta
could be
put
sitting down,
Aston.
you know. He could be sitting down. But this boy's standing up, sleeping. Y'all don't get
Wait,
it.
everybody.
Anyway, shout out to Nash, man.
Take off an ass
But
scan.
y'all actually, I'm making any sense of what I said.
You making sense,
Yeah,
right,
making
Renzo?
sense.
Renzo, but
So
I
who's
feel
the
as
most important? Who plays the most important role in the brass?
Me.
Damn, no. I was not prepared for that.
The most important role, I'd say,
Section wise, trumpets,
and-
because they speak the
I
melody.
mean,
Yeah.
what could people hear if the trumpets don't play though? All you're hearing is counter melody, rhythm, and
Fluff.
unless they know
That's what they call it.
chord
Just fluff.
progressions.
But okay. So let's just say, frig the trumpets, because let's use a big head. Let's use a big head or a chaser. They don't know what the crap we playing. Most of them stuff are things, but because of the rhythm of it, it hype.
How about is the frequency? The trumpet is the
You
brightest thing.
you going too deep now.
The trumpet is the
You're
brightest
going
thing.
too deep, and you go
He's
to
going by
frequency.
sound, though.
What you mean?
He could mention
The
that if he
trumpet-
going
the
by
trumpet is
songs,
the
it's what
brightest
you
thing.
hearing.
What you mean? What are they talking about?
That's the brightest thing to hear, boy.
Very good look. Sorry.
What do you pause on?
No,
Hey, there you go.
no, you have it. You
The frequency, trumpets is the brightest thing there. If you just have a brass with trombones, baritones, sousaphones, think about Shalanda. But you see how important Jess her?
That run.
Jess her. And she could easily do it over the whole trumpet line.
Yeah, but shout out
So
to
that's to show you the importance of the trumpet, the
Yeah.
melody, the frequency.
I'm not
The trumpet
saying
is the most important part, plays the
try
most
that.
important role in that brass. But everybody
Okay.
now hold on. That caused me think about something. People always used to row about who more important in Junkanoo, the back line or the brass. And I always feel like that was a stupid argument because we need each other.
We do.
We need each other.
I mean,
And I hate that.
it
people
comes
used to
with
fight.
time too, though.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's just backline. That's when brass was around.
Yeah, that was that.
And as time evolved and
You-
Junkanoo
time
evolved,
evolved, you
brass
need the
get
brass.
it. You take brass. Okay. Whoever's organized Junkanoo for the boxing in New Year's, take brass out for a parade, and then
Wait,
see,
look
and then
at
see,
brass.
Very
and then
boring.
put brass aside the next one, and let's
Very
see.
boring.
So
Let's
I have
see
a
the
question.
ticket sales.
I have a question. Let's just
Come
say,
on, bro.
Let's just say
That don't diminish their role. They still both just
but
equally
time
as important.
time has gone.
It is
bro.
equally good. So say you have
So-
two groups, right? Just hear me out. You say you have two groups. One have a really good brass, and one have a really good backline. Right? Going down Bay Street, Boxing Day. Which you think will get the crowd rocking? The one with the really good brass, or the one with the really good backline?
Brass.
Brass, dog.
Okay.
That's automatic because
Okay then. So that kills the argument right there.
so that's like me talking about when I break it down in brass terms, where as I say, the trumpet is the more important part of it. The you might pick that up, whatever you say.
He might pick it up.
It looks. I hope they.
The
I hope they
brass
catch it. The camera
the
says-
brass play a very, very important role in
today's
Junkanoo,
time.
in today's
today's
Junkanoo.
time.
Exactly. So
the days
that
time.
argument
Because
don't make no
people
sense.
people come in to identify what it is you play it.
That's like you
Yeah.
asking people what better, fan or AC now?
Whoa.
Down.
What better now? AC?
Or two is do the same thing. Eh?
No.
No.
Nash. What you trying to say, brother?
I thought it was good. Somewhere.
No, you.
I thought it was good.
Yeah,
You catch that shot.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, you catch everything. That don't make no sense. Fan or AC?
why I like
better?
it.
Boys, well, fan
Which
or
one,
AC.
like,
Which one better? Fan or AC?
AC?
Thank you.
Which one get you sick face?
Down.
Anyway, let's get back.
One of
So
And this-
now you
and
want
this-
to
and
now you want to talk about what better?
And this-
Which one to get
and
you
this-
sick
and-
face?
That's a whole new
okay,
question.
watch
though.
this.
But the question
You
is
rather
also, which
have
one is
rather
better?
have all windows going down or AC? Only go like on one temperature.
You don't even have to say all that.
What the one temperature?
But AC is better than fan
75
any
degrees.
day. All day.
Which one you rather?
Come on, give me put my windows down.
They can't roll up.
They can't come up with
So
that.
when
So when it rain,
the rain today, it's still that.
that's God good water, boy.
Wait, someone got like that.
Yeah.
Y'all like clowns.
Yes.
Someone got like that?
Stop!
Wait, y'all
Stop!
like clowns.
Stop!
Who clowns?
Stop!
got like
Stop!
that?
Wait,
Stop! Stop!
Someone in our brass,
Stop.
mate. He recorded
Stop.
when it was rated.
Stop!
He put it right by the river.
Stop!
He had all hurricane in his car, man.
No, man, no,
He had a mobile shower.
Wait,
Stop!
that video on the brass?
Come on,
That video on the chat?
Yes, bro.
He
Find
was
that
recording with rain coming in the car and he can screw up.
Last week.
Wait,
No, that's
the
come from the
windows was
sunroof.
up, mate. She
It
come
come
from
from
the
the sunroof.
sunroof and just ran straight down the front.
God.
And just was
Yeah, the whole
find that big.
Honest Adventures inside there.
Who all got sunroof? Who all got sunroof?
Anyway, I
Yeah,
got one more topic before we go to.
Yeah.
I think Chase doing an immaculate job at exploring.
What do you mark? Let's start with.
E. Whoa.
What?
Got him!
He got it. Partner. It's
Yeah.
immaculate.
I'm glad he
Hey,
said
you
me.
pronounce it
It's
correctly.
alright. It's alright. Immaculate.
Hey, Sean. I'm glad he said it before me.
You gonna say here?
It's good, boy. He said,
said
boy, what you mean?
It's immaculate.
He say, eh?
E.
Oh,
I pronounce it.
That's like the
Immaculate.
boys.
It's good, good,
it's,
sorry.
it's immaculate. It's immaculate.
He's pronounced it.
I was
right.
like,
But-
E.
You said immaculate.
Hey.
That's why he said E.
I think Chase is doing an immaculate job with that with this POV thing. Now he wasn't the first to do it, right? I think
They had
Boxer.
a big row with that.
Yeah, and it,
But
ain't,
I don't know
it don't
why
matter,
people,
boy.
I don't know why people. So,
It don't matter, boy.
Yeah.
They robbed by
Okay, you
made
did
a
it first,
GoPro
then
wire.
so
Yeah,
what?
big
First,
row.
You see what they said?
stuff.
You did it first, and so
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
But
yeah,
at the end of the
yeah.
day, who actually he
mean,
making something of
making
it?
Again,
Come on,
documentary.
man.
It gone to the point where this boy had conch shell, boy. Boy,
Them console didn't make no sense. I ain't
No,
gonna lie.
but no,
boy.
but
That makes sense. All right, imagine you from somewhere else, right?
I was trying to
You
see.
only used to seeing Junkanoo in block formation.
Yeah.
Now you
all
getting to
the-
see
all the
what
different-
everybody look like right there.
Yeah.
I understand.
So
Yeah.
that doing a lot for the culture. I appreciate that.
You saw it in the video, like,
yeah,
was it like-
it was on the console?
It was on
But he had that on
but
the
you calling
couch.
shit like this, though.
Yeah.
Boy,
No, but
all he
that's
see is bottom face.
Yeah, the both.
Hey, fool.
Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid.
I saw one, what's the
Then
boy
you
name?
catch your boys, them though.
Bellama Man in 1958. It had its name.
Ferron.
Yeah, he
sorry.
had it on the hot way.
He put a the strap
okay,
on his
okay,
head.
He getting
and then it
crafty
was
though.
right
He
there.
getting crafty because
okay.
last year it was just
Okay.
particular. It was just
That's
brass
because
instruments.
he was just trying the box in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
You get
So
tongue
he
on
sit
cowbell.
down. He sit down. He figured one out.
That's innovation.
Chase,
That ain't too
good
bad.
job.
That's
Bro.
evolution. That's
Good
Good job,
innovation.
Chase. I like that.
But it's just that he gotta.
Nah, put
if
one
he,
on the
if he
balance.
use people videos, just shout out them.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
That ain't nah. I could say this on the camera, and I want Chase because Chase has watched this. And by the way, I have a shirt for you. He did ask me for a shirt.
He's supposed to come do this.
No, but he
He
can have a
was,
shirt.
and that was my
He
fault.
can have a shirt.
Let me finish what I said.
Yeah.
Well, you all two look alike, you know.
Anyway,
You remember Sean with the locks? But y'all look alike, man. Just see it.
lost
just
Sean,
like,
boy.
I
Anyway,
just see
Chase, this what I want to say to Chase. When you in this world media, you can't be biased, man. You can't be biased, man. You sometimes you picky on what side you want to choose from. It's share it, spread it, because everybody looking forward to seeing you out there. You can't,
You think he's being biased?
yes, but he's pick on certain groups sometimes
Certain.
I think.
until it's time to come around them.
I think he's pick on. I think he just whoever trended. That's who you rock with.
Yeah, but anyway,
Which is fine.
Wait a minute.
you
like,
can't troll if you in media, but
I agree.
when you doing this kind of media, you
definitely
can't troll
oh,
because now you know they can make it hard. When you actually come around my group, we can talk about
You're
recording. You can't
recording
even
the
get to
bad
the middle.
parts.
Of,
Yeah, you record. Yeah,
you
that's
can't
true.
even get to the middle of
And
that
then you
group no
recording
more.
the bad parts, but you only recording the good parts of that group that you like. So,
Yeah, so
Yeah,
th-
okay.
you
Yeah,
gotta
especially
be
that,
you gotta be
yeah,
careful
yeah.
on that edge or whatever.
Yeah,
I
That's-
don't get it. I never.
But
seen that.
Chase is
show me a dope.
Chase is a
same,
cool
yeah,
guy.
same.
Chase is a cool guy. I ain't gonna lie. He's a cool guy. He's extremely supportive. Whenever Goofy go around, he try to.
That boy
Click in.
live
See what
in
they
free
say?
corners coming now, so every time it's trying
And
to do
but that's what I saying. But I appreciate his
Okay,
drive.
so-
But
Now you gotta show the other people who still be here too. You got rush culture them too. Always be doing that thing now.
Yeah, Rush Culture.
Yeah,
I was
Rush
just
Culture.
shouting out Chase because of the POV thing.
Yeah, man.
Now, everybody else who taking on this media role, because there's a lot of them that we don't know. You see, Corey
I hope they
Corey
get different.
Cumberbatch is the one who get that video with
He
me
get
and you.
a couple of song ones too. Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
You get Rush Culture. I see one or two other people too. Shout out my sister Lissa, who is catch all the photos.
I see me photo.
Wait,
Yeah.
but you know where it
They
started
coming
from,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Hugo.
Yeah,
Hugo, and
You
Yeah,
got
man,
the
top
top
class them.
Top class.
class
And they just
them, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just
You
happy.
know-
They had like
back in the
16
day-
different clips,
you know,
like
back in
40
the
seconds
day,
long,
right?
where you have to
I
be.
couldn't wait for a Junkanoo parade to finish to go on Junkanoo Paparazzi to try find my picture.
pictures and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It was
The website,
Yeah,
stuff.
they-
So,
Guardians be taking
shout
some-
out to them. Shout out to them
Guardians be
for
taking some
actually,
great
you know,
pictures, bro.
Yeah, they
Guardian-
buying
Guardian
that
pictures
stuff,
be
They should have made
clean,
that-
but
Yeah,
they
Guardian
be
pictures
clean,
be
bro.
clean.
It's
They
be clean.
be
Catching 8K.
But shout out to everybody who doing media and Junkanoo and
Who
just
progressing the
who
culture.
actually
It's ways to do
showcasing
it. So
culture.
you see,
Because-
your
because-
boy bring the POV.
it moving from just that gritty video and bad audios and stuff like that
You know
to
what's
where
so
people
messed up?
taking their
You know what's
time
so
with
messed
it.
up? We can have all these good videography and pictures, right? And watch Boxing Day.
Yep.
Then let's come in with that.
That Rasso off from the
Song,
back line.
song you
Oh,
play
The
no,
five.
wives be speed up. The wives be
Hey,
speed
the
up
song
and
you
slowing
played
down.
5 minutes ago.
Bro, they recording the brass. At the time the back line in Rawson Square and God.
Right, it ain't no way for all these years that has been run, they ain't figure out how to record Junkanoo yet.
How would you record Junkanoo? I know how I would. And it's simple. I feel as
I ain't figured it
though
out yet.
as though cameras on the ground should just be visual.
Yeah.
Put line up Scotiabank and all them other places with mics. So when we come down, the audio coming from over top. Just hear me out. So everything on the ground itself is just visuals, and you just take the sound from. But what I did like with them, they had a lot of sound from far back in the gate last year.
There's some
Yeah,
one
they
mic
stuff
was
like
there's some
mic.
mic
Hold on.
one
They
person
have-
on the mic
hold on,
was
TV
like,
and
Hold
everything.
on, that's scary now.
Why is it scary?
That's scary to do. Let's just say you do put mics on every block. I get that.
Overhead mics.
Yeah, I think it ain't gonna be a lapse in sound, but it can be dips. Somebody gotta be there live, making sure that sound stay even, because when you
Yeah,
That's
you
why
come
you
from-
got auto in there.
when you
That's-
coming
that's
from
why they
when you
there.
coming from one mic to the next, it can be a dead zone where that music can come
Take a
down.
practice that, you know.
They, exactly.
Wait,
You want
When you
all
have
these
the
side
opp- when
parades
you
to
have
practice.
the opportunity,
Labor Day,
you-
Independence, all these
Independence.
things to practice.
But I
BTC
saw they
watch all
already
the-
have the resultant for all this, you know.
BDC rollover, all these things you can
I
practice.
saw that, but I saw they already
it's
have some type format thing where
Exactly.
they could.
I think
Delegate
they do
record
Macy
Junkanoo.
parades and things.
Oh yeah, Macy Parades.
Come on.
Hey, another thing is,
By the way.
I
It's
feel as
scary,
though
but I think
I feel as though
it's a good
judging
idea.
music, you shouldn't be on the ground either. When you judging music, you shouldn't, because I mean,
You're
like,
picking up a lot of dirt. You be picking it up when you get too close on them instruments. Nah,
They won't be in
people
your
would
horn
say,
thing, boat.
people would say,
the judge come closing their like you really know what you closing
Oh,
their.
no,
for.
no,
Alright,
no,
what would be a
You don't know
fight?
what a whole note is. What you listen?
Alright, so what would be an argument for you saying something like this? Nah, you trying to hide the nasty stuff
No,
that's happening
no,
inside your
no, no.
That would be
No.
an argument,
No.
not mine, but I know that would be an argument for this.
You know who judges
they ain't like
music
you
and stuff?
playing-
You know who judges music, right?
People who ain't musicians.
All right then.
So
Okay.
what they listening for?
I
Sour
don't know.
notes.
I don't know.
But they don't look, they just look at the crowd.
But the funny thing is, every group has sour notes.
Yeah,
Every single one.
Every group has sour notes.
Because remember,
Come
certain
on.
boys say you don't record certain group up close because you know how they sound up close. But
I know, so I didn't go.
that's why I say certain boys say that.
Everything cool.
Everything
Oh,
good.
shout out to Kool-Aid too, because he was
Oh, yeah,
actually in our brass.
Yeah.
And we didn't have much sour notes. That was shocking. Shout out to Kool-Aid because he did very good publicity for us last week.
Yeah. But he's recording other groups too on Labor Day.
Yeah.
He was good. He was solid. It's
Hey,
couple. It's
so they
couple.
saying, boy, a lot of people doing this.
media things going on now.
That's
too.
good, babe.
I saw
Yeah.
it. That's good. You documenting,
That's good.
documenting Junkanoo, bro,
Documenting.
and you put it like on all these social sites. So that's a good thing. You attracting more people to the culture now. That bring revenue and what's now.
Good.
What's going on with you, bro?
Nothing.
Anyway, I think we had a good episode. I don't know how y'all feel.
Yeah, man.
And you just gonna talk with Lucas? Or there's some.
I don't talk with them no more.
Oh.
This made me
Wait,
mad.
where do you think the Lonka should be?
Where I think they should be?
Yeah.
In Trinidad and Tobago.
Shut up, buddy.
But that's that was originated in the Bahamas. So that's the instrument that actually was correct. Or am I incorrect?
Yeah. That
I feel that it
that
should be.
assortment of a range of
So-
instruments.
Everybody
It's
can't play
created,
Lunka. Sorry to put it out there.
Yes. But
That's it, though.
That's the new way to get.
See, that's can't pick up
But I
Lunka
mean,
and just play it.
even it. Okay.
You have to
but
understand
in any
the
band,
instrument first.
Everyone can't play
Under-
drum. The
understand
drum line
why the
normally
instrument is
be the
made.
hardest section
Why don't
to
let's
get
say
in.
Why
Understand
don't
why
let's
the
save
instrument
Lunka?
is made.
Because this could be long.
Understand.
Let's save
Sorry.
Lunkas. Let's save Lunkas.
Understand why the instrument is
5
made.
minutes. 5
Purpose
minutes.
of it.
And the purpose of it.
The purpose of
Come
it.
on, bro. Everybody let's go. What
What is the purpose? What you feel as though the
Come on, bro.
purpose of the Colonkas is? I can tell you what I feel.
What
as though the
instrument is
purpose
I don't know.
What instrument family belong in? Quick music question.
Percussion. man.
Percussion.
Why is it a percussion instrument?
'Cause you have to beat it.
What makes an instrument a percussion instrument?
The way to say Lunk.
What classifies an instrument to be in a percussion family? What the characteristics is?
You can't blow it.
You gotta hit it.
What else?
You
Okay,
answer
do
me.
you
I
hit
know these
do you
answers.
hit all percussion instruments?
That's why a piano is a percussion
What
instrument.
about a cowbell? What do
You
you do?
can't blow it.
You gotta okay.
What do you
I
do
see
with
what
cowbell?
you're saying. Something has to hit, I guess, to make it sound.
What do you do to a cowbell?
You
When I
shake
smack- okay.
You
What
can't
do you
blow
do a
it.
maraca?
You can't blow a
Shake
maraca.
it.
You're an idiot, you know. You just like you voice at the children. Voice up. Let's use that.
Yeah.
Name me one percussion instrument you can blow.
And
I,
so that's the obvious answer.
You ask the
You
question,
cannot
they
blow.
give you the answer.
I asked you what do you do to the
you
instrument
have
in
to
order
hit
to
it.
make the
It
sound.
have to hit. It have to hit.
What do you do with cowbell?
Shake it.
What do you do with maraca?
I don't
Shake
know
it.
that.
What do you do with a snare drum?
You hit it.
What do you do with cymbals?
You crash it.
Okay, that's 4 examples. We get it.
So you hit it.
No, but I gave you. See, you can't hit a cymbal. What do you do to a cymbal?
You hit it together. You crash it together.
Crash it.
You crash
Clap it. Thank you. Could your body be a percussion instrument?
Yeah.
See,
I didn't know. Oh, sorry.
You asked
No. I didn't know.
You asked for that.
No.
That's too alternate.
No.
You asked for that.
No.